Am I the asshole for calling every morning? My son is a 20-month-old toddler. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. I work 6 days a week and I'm usually gone for 12 hours a day. I always check in on my son remotely via our nursery cam app, and he's always awake in the mornings around 8 o'clock. He has a great sleep routine. Our wind down time starts at the same time every evening. We clean up toes, read a book. When I lay him down, he's still awake. He falls asleep on his own and sleeps all night for at least 12 hours. It's usually after 9 o'clock before I have a chance to check the camera. This morning, when I checked, it was 9:12, and some mornings are closer to 10 o'clock. Every time I look though, he's awake in the dark and standing in his crib just waiting. When I see this, I immediately turn on the brightest nightlight the camera has and speak to him through the camera app. I always tell him good morning and I love him, and he usually laughs and says "Dada." Then I leave the app and call my wife to wake her up. I usually have to call 3 to 4 times, and when she finally answers, it's obvious that she just woke up, and only because I called. I tell her that our son is awake waiting for her and that she needs to get up to start their day. This morning, while on the phone, I asked her if she was going to get him after using the bathroom, and she said no. She was going to the kitchen to prepare their breakfast and then she'd get him. I asked her to get him after the bathroom so he could go to the kitchen with her, and she flipped out. She told me it pisses her off that I call every morning to tell her how to be a mom and that she has a routine. I retorted with, "Well, your routine sucks because he's been awake for an hour and you'd still be asleep if I hadn't called. It just bothers me that he has to wait so long. He needs a diaper change. He's probably thirsty, hungry, and just wants to play. Am I wrong though? Do I need to stop? Please be completely honest with your answers. Thanks." Edit 1. I was banned from commenting within the first hour because I violated a rule in a comment, and that's why I wasn't responding to anyone. I'm a fairly new Reddit user in terms of posting. I normally read a lot and that's all. And because of this, I had no clue that a temporary comment ban didn't affect my ability to edit the post. I would have edited the post much sooner had I known I was able to, regardless of the comment ban. There are so many things that need to be addressed about this post, and the most important one is about my wife. I love her more than anyone on Reddit thinks I do. She is an amazing woman and a wonderful mother. I absolutely do not think she is an incompetent parent, nor do I think she neglects my son. None of the information I provided was ever supposed to convey that negative message about her. My whole issue was, he's awake, he's been awake, why are you still asleep? That's all. And she agreed. She stays up till late plus has alarm set now. I showed my wife how this post exploded and she could not believe the kind of attention it got. She is very much in love with me and does not agree that I am controlling, nor does she believe that I am micromanaging her daily life. Also, because so many people believe that I intentionally left out the medical issues she has, I'll list them here: postpartum depression, low vitamin B12, chronic fatigue. Now, let me explain why I didn't list them originally. Her low vitamin B12 is not a deficiency. Her level is just lower than what is considered best for her age. This is according to recent blood work that I recommended. The results state that any number between 100 pg/ml and 914 pg/ml is within normal range, and her level is 253 pg/ml. The doctor suggested sublingual B1 to 1 OMCG daily to raise the level a little, but stated that apart from that, she could not find a reason for the chronic fatigue. Because of these results, and especially after purchasing the supplements, in my mind, B12 is not a problem. Also, the blood work confirmed that everything else was normal. The postpartum depression is actively being monitored and treated by a professional. My wife literally goes to a psychiatrist or psychologist, I can't remember their exact title, multiple times a year, and we pay for medication every 30 days. She initially tried depression medication, followed the regimen religiously, and not much changed for her. This was addressed in a following appointment and a new medication was prescribed. Her current medication is normally used to treat ADHD or narcolepsy, and the doctor believed it would alleviate some of her tiredness and release more dopamine, thus providing more energy in her daily life. This does seem to be true, and she seems to be happy with the medicine. The chronic fatigue is a result of her own poor scheduling and personal health. She has agreed that she spends too much time sitting and using the phone. She naps when our son naps and has trouble falling asleep at a normal bedtime. are due to this daytime sleep. We always go to bed together and he's told me multiple times that she moved to the living room after I fell asleep because she couldn't sleep and was bored just lying there. Then, midnight or later comes, she's finally drowsy and decides to sleep. However, the overstimulation from social media and phone usage makes it difficult for her brain to reach REM sleep normally, so she falls asleep at 12 o'clock. Our son wakes up at 8 o'clock, 8 hours had passed and she still feels tired and not at all rested. I do know and have known about her condition. We have agreed to disagree about the cause of her sleeping problems. In her mind, she has chronic fatigue because of insomnia and it's a vicious cycle. In my mind, she stays up too late on the phone and doesn't get the sleep her body needs. Whether the internet thinks she is a bad mother, negligent, lazy, or abusive is not important. I know I love the woman I married. I do feel comfortable leaving her with our kid and she does an amazing job with him. In a few comments, I stated that she was lazy and didn't do much at home. I won't deny those statements, but in the moment, I was still aggravated because the argument over the phone had just recently ended. I don't truly think she's lazy because I've seen what she can do. I just think she's unmotivated due to a lack of sleep and the same for walls every day. Finally, I am not spying on her or my son. We only have 2 cameras in this house and both are in our son's room. One camera provides a wide-angle view of the entire room and the other is positioned directly above his crib. The cameras serve no purpose during the day because I'd barely be able to hear background noise from another room even if I did try to listen in. My wife is an amazing woman and an amazing mother. My son is just so happy all the time. He's super smart, full of energy and extremely healthy. I will not be hiring a nanny or using a daycare. There is absolutely nothing wrong with what my wife does during the day. I just wish she'd start her day earlier for my little man. I want to say thank you to everyone who commented on this post and messaged me. My wife and I had a long, in-depth conversation last night after all of the attention this post received, and I've shown her everything. There were tears, much more laughs and a lot of things to think about. I think the most important thing we learned is that so many people are quick to judge and that in itself is a very big problem. Edit 2. I need to make it clear that my wife does not have narcolepsy. She is not taking medicine for narcolepsy. I said that the medicine she takes now is usually used to treat narcolepsy or AITA. She also does not have ADHD. The second thing we learned is that people love to add details and change the story. Am I the asshole for showing my son how to shave? My wife is saying AITA for showing our 14 son how to shave. This morning, I was shaving and thought it was a good time to show my son how to shave since he is going through all the stages of puberty. My wife heard what we were doing and got extremely upset and started crying because I didn't ask her if it was okay to do this. I don't think this is anywhere near a huge deal to cry over honestly, but need perspective. She said this was a crucial moment for him. And I don't fully disagree, but I also think these are the moments between father and son. Update. I confronted my wife about this and she said that it was a milestone moment and I should have stopped to get her to watch. Record. I explained that I wasn't thinking about recording my of it and more in the moment of it. I apologized for it hurting her feelings, but stressed that I don't think I did anything wrong. Now she says I'm inconsiderate of her feelings and it shows I don't care. Am I the asshole for suggesting my minimum wage and part-time boyfriend pay me back for half of my gas for taking him to and from work every day? My 27 female boyfriend 36 male of 8 years works at the Amazon distribution center and I am the one to give him rides to and from work, as he works overnights and I work days. He does have a friend who takes him to work 1 time a week. I also take him to appointments when needed and to the gym daily. He does not have a car or license at this time due to several unpaid speeding and parking tickets. So about 3 weeks ago I was laid off from my job in marketing. I was making about $55 an hour and holding things down at home with the mortgage and bills without any issues, so I never found it necessary to ask him for gas money to take him to work and home. I figure he works hard and doesn't get paid much, so why make things worse for him? I fill up my gas tank about 1 time a week for $60. I understand that he is making only $16 an hour and working only about 24 hours per week. I'm also privileged to have gotten a master's degree, so I can see how charging him for gas may be an asshole move. But now that I am unemployed and living on much less from unemployment, I am on a budget. I feel like I'm making changes to my lifestyle, such as letting go of my personal training sessions, going natural with my nails, and avoiding overconsumption. So on Thursday I asked him about paying to fill up my tank once every 2 weeks, and I'll pay the other 2 weeks. And he got really upset and told me how much easier life has been for me and how I take that for granted. He also says he doesn't have the money to pay $120 a month for gas, which is understandable because he only makes about $350 every week even though I have been paying all the bills since we moved in together 4 years ago. I told him that I am not a free Uber service and I feel taken advantage of at times. He still has avoided talking to me about the matter. Am I the asshole in the situation? Edit. I lost my decent paying job and am on unemployment and am masking my minimum wage part-time work boyfriend whom is unlicensed to pay for the gas I use to pick him up now due to finances. Am I the asshole? Please leave your comments down below to any of today's stories. Please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.